The Power Hour is live. KFAN.com/watch is where you can see Chris Hockey and Cory Cove and Sauce and Marnie and Mark and Max and everybody else. It's great.
Hello.
It's all thanks to Quantum Fiber. Powered by Quantum Fiber. Your world unleashed.
Thank you for unleashing my world. Quantum Fiber. Yeah, it is the 26th day of March, and it's not nice outside right now.
It's a helen outside.
It's a helen.
Right,
that is correct.
Yeah, be careful out there.
Is this the last day, though?
Nuts.
Is it supposed to go away after today? Is this it?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Mostly sunny tomorrow, 26, we get into the 30s by the end of the week. But we do have some snow coming in this weekend as we have a high of 43 on Friday. So it might be an interesting drive home.
I haven't seen snow like this since me and Rosie went to the VU.
Remember? Remember when that was the other night, though? It wasn't,
So much double standards. So much.
Rosie, have you ever done cocaine? I think I asked you this
You've
weeks
asked
ago.
me this
But
week, and the emphatic answer is no.
Is it still no, though?
It's
It's an experiment.
not about to change.
Life is crazy, right?
I should keep asking just in case you change your mind.
I've never even
It's funny
seen
you
it.
mentioned that, Cory.
I've never been in a room. I know people have done it, but I've never been in a room where I've actually put my eyes on cocaine.
Well, Sauce
And
can
I've
get
lived
you
a long
cocaine by
life.
9 o'clock if you'd like.
I'm sure he could.
He cannot get hockey steroids
No, I
before
can't.
9
I wish he
o'clock.
could.
But if you want cocaine here before 9,
God, it'd be hot if I had
Sauce could do
steroids.
it.
Yeah, I'm sure he could.
Which, by the way, if you're the authorities, that means one of the phone numbers that Sauce has saved in his phone is a drug dealer's phone number,
Oh,
right?
yeah, but live and let
Technically.
live, right?
No, they would have to figure out which one. My guess is you have hundreds of names in your phone.
Yeah.
I had my old bookmaker's number, I think, somewhere. But,
Is that right?
oh, that was.
Did you
that's
happen to share that with anybody of note?
No.
Okay.
No.
Hey, let's
that was
do-
before
let's-
we had cell phones. To
Let's
be
do
honest
fan
with you.
5 because this other story is even, to me, it's even funnier than,
It's insane.
Tani's.
It's so crazy, man.
It's so crazy. Okay, we will. There was something I was going to say. I don't remember. Anyway. Yeah.
It's time for Fan 5, brought to you by Builders and Remodelers.
Thanks, Builders and Remodelers.
Oh, thank you, Builders and Remodelers.
Look, so the Raptors, Marnie, have somebody named Jonte Porter, whoever the hell that is.
Brother of Michael Porter Jr., I believe.
Okay.
Yes, you are correct.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what Guardsy said yesterday.
Yeah, never heard of him. But that's the whole point, is he's not a household name. However, a couple times in the last couple of months, his prop bets on DraftKings have been the number one bet on the app.
What?
For example, in the game on January 26th against the Clippers, there was an increased betting interest on the under for Porter prop bets, which for the night were set around 5.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists. But there was also an over-under on the number of three-pointers he would make in the game at 0.5. So if he made one,
Right.
the over hit. That evening, January 26th, Porter played just 4 minutes before he left the game because of what the Raptors said was an aggravation of an eye injury that he had suffered 4 days earlier against Memphis. So he did not score, had 3 rebounds, 1 assist, but did not even attempt a 3. So all of the unders hit on January 26th. Every single one, unders. The next day, as part of a daily report to users on betting results, DraftKings stated that the under on Porter's three-pointers was the biggest money winner for bettors on any NBA player prop from the games that evening. So somehow the hottest bet was Jonte Porter unders for threes. Interesting, right?
No red flag at all.
No
red flag at all. Why wouldn't the whole public
nothing
be
to
bet?
see
Right.
here.
So then it happened again. On March 20th, just 6 days ago, against the Sacramento Kings, Porter played just 3 minutes before exiting because of what the Raptors said was an illness and did not return. Sportsbooks had his over-unders on points around 7.5 and rebounds at 5.5. The next day, DraftKings again said that Porter's prop bets were the number one moneymaker for the night in the NBA. So 2 times he leaves the game after 4 minutes and after 3 minutes, and those nights happen to be betting irregularities where his bets are, his unders are the number one prop bet on the app. How dumb are these people?
Very.
If you're going to do it, if you're going to say, Jonte, like, don't shoot any threes tonight.
Right.
You don't have it where he leaves the game after 4 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
And you don't put $10,000 on it.
right. So they did mention that in the story as well, that there were a sportsbook industry source at ESPN had multiple betting accounts attempting to bet large amounts, upwards of $10,000 or $20,000 on Porter unders in January.
Goodness.
Betting limits on NBA player props vary by sportsbook, but are typically around $1,000 or $2,000. But all of a sudden, somebody wanted to try to put $20K on the Porter unders.
Hockey just let out a fart with so much bass. I think Dr. Dre produced it.
Hockey. Did you poop?
Jeez.
The best part is completely unrelated. Right after I did it, Rosie goes, "Oh my!"
I legit thought Rosie heard it because he just went, "My God!"
That's what he said.
Yeah, it sounded like
sorry.
Rosie just saw Godzilla.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
basically the end of it. Is if he's involved in this, they did the worst planning of all time. The worst.
Yeah.
You got to hide it better
Where's
than
this
this.
going to lead? I mean, Marty, you're involved in the NBA. I mean, people
And gambling.
Again, Bickerstaff talked. Bickerstaff, who was in town, former Gopher, former Timberwolf,
Hawk
former
knows that, right? Hawk?
everything
He's
about
not
him.
talking to me. He knows that.
Great dude, man. Mentioned the fact that he's had fans, because of the proximity of fans in an NBA game. So leave your starters in there because you're -10 tonight, but you need to leave them in there so they can cover. And he hears this stuff, and he's the first coach I've
He also had to call the NBA and report a legitimate threat. So more than that. So he's hearing that, and players are hearing that on a nightly basis.
threatening him.
And the Cavs situation is unique because they have a sports book inside their
You
arena.
mentioned that.
So that adds a little fuel to the fire. But I feel like there's little something brewing here. I don't know if it's ironic that we have these 3 stories in the NBA or in professional sports, 1 in baseball, 2 in the NBA, just all of a sudden bubbling really quickly together like, do we need to get a handle on this?
Well, guys, I not to be real, and let's just call it what it is. Nobody's immune, and people have problems, and if it, it's going to get worse, but it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Think
It
of
just
the
is.
college game.
That's
Hawk,
what
is what you're talking about. The pros have all the money in the world.
Yeah.
I'm saying they don't need it. Of course, they could still be influenced, but the college kids right now.
Well, especially, and even thinking about a guy like
Final Four, about to happen, and we're watching the Sweet 16 and everything going on. Man, you're telling me that some kid? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, in Porter's specifically, players like that, he's on a 2-way contract.
Right.
He's on a 2-way deal. He's only making like $500. I mean, not only, but compared to his contemporaries, he's making $500K. So someone comes up to you and says, "Hey, we can turn that into a little bit more." Why wouldn't you be tempted by that?
Protecting your career because someone will find out about it. But
if you're not that good,
The Porter one is surprising for a lot of reasons that Cory just talked about, where even an outsider would go, "Duh, you idiots, you can't do that." But to have a brother who is an established player in the NBA with a huge contract, it's shocking that you wouldn't be smarter about the way you have to act and conduct yourself and conduct your business when you have that kind of a spotlight. Even when you're not the top player, you're still on an NBA team, and you don't know how things can go haywire so quickly or how this could be exposed so easily. This only happened in 2 games. According to this first report, there were only 2 games. They couldn't even gamble smart enough to get away with it twice, or maybe they had been getting away with the smaller prop bets, and so they wanted to push it and see how far it could go. I guess that's also a possibility.
The other thing I want to know from actual gambling experts or people that are in the industry is
phone lines are open.
My gut says this isn't any different than when sports betting was not legal in the States, because this kind of pressure could have absolutely been.
Sure, it could have been.
It's almost like legalized weed versus legal weed. People were smoking it before. Now they're just smoking it through regulations. Right? What's the difference?
No. But I got to disagree with you a little bit, man. The proliferation of it, if it's more available to you, there's more opportunities for people who are maybe going to have a problem with it to experience it and develop a problem they never would have developed.
That's very fair. That's a fair comeback. But like you look at the Ohtani bit, that's technically off the books, right? That's not through DraftKings.
Yeah,
so
right.
that whole thing is illegal. This one, I have a hunch. If you are an NBA player that's willing to have this kind of pressure put on you, maybe pressure is the wrong word, but you're willing to say 400 or 500,000 is not enough. I want more. That's the kind of guy I think that would have done this 10 years ago anyway.
Man, this guy could be getting pressured by somebody, Rosie. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, but I think the difference, too, is also...
But that's what I'm saying. That's never changed. Whether sports betting is legal or illegal, you could always have the wrong person put pressure on you.
But as Marty mentioned, because now the teams and the leagues are literally they're in bed with the betting forces, and you, not literally, but they are. I mean, you can bet at the arenas, you can bet, and it's taken... I bet with a bookmaker years ago. I did it with a couple people at work. We did.
Yes,
we did. It was very clandestine. I got my name in the newspaper over at one time. Oh my God, that was a story I haven't told.
Please tell us the story.
Well, no, I mean it was.
Yeah, Rose.
I had a guy. And he's still around.
Come on. You were in his ledger or something?
Yeah, I had a ledger. I had a number assigned to me, like 272, whatever. I call his number. I didn't give him no cell phones. Call his number and say,
hello.
Yeah, hello. Hi. Give me the Lakers -4 for 50, whatever it might be. And he'd write it down, and each week we'd meet up somewhere, and either he'd pay me or I'd pay him. And we had a bunch of people that were doing it. It was not thousands of dollars. I didn't have any money, but it was.
When you said Lakers under for 50, you meant 50 grand, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A buck would be $100. That would be the difference.
Interesting.
But what happened was he and or his partner got busted. And I remember I was in San Francisco covering a Vikings game, and my hotel phone rang, and it was a reporter from the St. Paul paper or something, which is never a good thing.
Never.
Ask Kim Mulkey. Anyway, and the guy goes, we found your name on this gentleman's list, and I was so blown away. I didn't know what to say. And I was brought up to tell the truth and nothing but. So I said, a couple of us, we'd make, $20 bets, which really, a little bit more than that. And I fessed up to it. And so I could have easily lost my job, but my news director was very kind and said, look, just don't ever do this again. And I backed off. But I mean, that's when it was literally... And people were betting all over the place, but
see, that's the beauty of Venmo, though. Think about that. Think about your bookie, right? Probably dealing with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah. But once a week, he's like, God dang it, I gotta go meet Mark Rosen to give him $23.
No, we didn't do it.
Waste of my time.
We didn't do it when it was $20 or something. We'd wait for a couple of weeks. But
did he go to jail? Did he serve jail time?
I think he eventually served some time. Yeah, but I did it with a couple of people at work. Yeah, wow, I did. Really? Yeah, and I'm not going to name those names. But yeah, it was fun though. But the difference is like, oh my God, I got to keep this a secret. Now it's like, what can we do here on the show every bleeping week?
Yeah, 2 weeks from today, we're going to bet on the Masters.
We could never do things like that.
We're literally going to a casino this week.
But the sports teams are. I remember we were going to Vegas when the Maloofs owned the team. You couldn't even bet at their casino because they owned an NBA team. Wow,
a gambling source that I trust just made a really obvious point that I don't think anybody mentioned. What if this is as simple? Back to the Porter story. What if this is as simple as Porter was not involved? Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. But he talked to his buddies and he's like, "Man, my eye is just killing me. I don't think I'm going to be able to go." So they just take the inside information as a friend and say, this dude's sicker than hell today. Let's bet the house that he ain't going to score.
Right. Or
he can't see out of his left eye. His eye is in tons of pain. Let's just hammer the unders. So it's possible.
The fact that that's even a possible thing to bet is weird to me.
Right, the overs and unders.
Yeah, on a guy that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like how is that even a thing? It's like that sets you up for sedition. Is that a word? I don't know.
I think it is.
No idea.
I know what you're saying, though.
You know what I mean? It's like that. How many times am I going to say the D word on the show today?
Right. We should do over-unders.
You're probably right.
How many times?
Archer Betts probably does.
Am I going to laugh at the juice is loose.
Every time.
Yep.
I
I
hammer
sure
the
hope so.
every time option.
I sure hope so.
Paul, your hands up.
The NFL has agreed to this new hybrid kicking model.
Oh, my God.
I don't know what that means.
Please don't try to explain it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, honestly, I would prefer the opposite. I would love for you to try to explain it.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm reading off the picture.
Hold on.
The diagram?
Yeah, thank you.
I'm reading off the picture.
He's reading off the picture.
He literally is.
Okay, go for it.
Kickoff start line. There's a setup zone. There's a landing zone.
Keep going.
And
It sounds like an airfield.
That's it.
what happens?
I think
what goes
you
on?
kick the ball.
Oh, boy. This is why
I actually don't know.
Keep going.
29 of the 32 teams. That's not.
Do you remember what I told you, Saucy? Do you remember?
Shut up.
No. Remember what I told you about what they were going to do? They were going to kick it from, and one team was going to be on the 1 yard line, the other team was going to be on the other, and they were 5 yards apart, and they couldn't move till the ball got to a certain spot.
Yeah, that's
remember?
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
It looks
confusing.
like the two. They kick the ball off from the 35. The other team is on the other team's 40. The defense, start over. The offense is on the 35, like Hawk said, and the returners are at the 5.
I caught zero logic in all that. And that last bit, pure gibberish.
Yeah, the NFL just folded.
I don't understand.
Put the ball to 35.
Is the point of this to prevent so many touchbacks
Well, yeah, that
And injuries.
yeah,
Yeah.
and injuries?
Well, yeah, this is a reaction to the touchbacks last year, which were a reaction to the injuries. So yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Put the ball to 35 and let's go.
Don't tell me
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, Rosie.
Let's just go.
Yeah, I don't
Skip
know.
the kickoffs.
Yeah.
Oh, Rosie.
I don't.
All right, should we do headlines when we get back?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, that's crap.
Sure,
I think it's worth doing.
probably.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
Marnie Gellner is here. Mark Rosen is here. The snow is coming down like crazy here in the Twin Cities. Everybody drive safe. Power Trip Morning Show returns after this on the Fan.
Hey, a little shopping tip for all you people out there on a morning like this morning when it's just a hell out here in the Twin Cities. I mean, it's snowing sideways. It's pretty beautiful. But if you're one of those folks out there who say to yourself, man, I need a new coat, or my kids need a new coat, or whatever like that, let me give you a little pro tip. I went to Maple Grove's Sierra yesterday. If you guys have never been to a Sierra store, oh my God.
Yeah, they're sweet.
They're
The
great.
deals
There's one
you
in
can
Eden
get,
Prairie. Yep, good store.
I can't even believe how great the deals are on really good coats, man. Like, North Face and stuff like that, and jackets and everything. So Sierra, man, if you've never been to one, I encourage you.
Kind of like a high-end Burlington almost,
yeah,
isn't
right.
it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Man, I tell you, Rosie, you wouldn't believe it. I look good.
I bet you do.
So check it out. There you go. That's my tip.
Duh.
Thank you.
Now it's time for
What are you
headlines.
saying there, Roso?
Oh, hang on 1 second. The fan who I mentioned got kicked out of the game on Friday night.
Yeah.
If I want to believe that he's the one, sounds very realistic, just tweeted at me along with the power trip and said, I heard you talking about the fan who got kicked out on Friday. All I said was, quote, the spread is 7.5 JB with no profanities or threats. He's as soft as Charmin.
Whoa.
And so I remember, and he wasn't like emphatically, he turned around and said something, and I don't know, is that?
If that's the case, he shouldn't have been kicked out.
No, not for that.
If that's actually the guy.
And I thought it was higher than 7.5, but that's just me. No, I'm just kidding. I had no idea what the spread was.
I don't know if that's the real guy or not. I don't know. I got an email from the guy. It said Rosie was just talking about me. I got kicked out for saying, show me dem boobies.
Wow.
So
Rosie, why did you yell that at a sporting event?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure. One of these two is lying.
Inappropriate.
Rosie,
One of these
don't
two
yell
people's
that.
lying, Marnes.
It's not.
I can't tell which one.
No, it's a toss-up.
I don't know.
Headlines is brought to you by
Okay.
Wolf River Electric. You can go solar with Wolf River
Ain't
Electric.
that the truth?
Wobble, wobble.
Yeah, shout out to Wolf River.
We're going to bring him into it.
It's stressful out there because the snow is coming down like crazy. According to a new survey/study, the most stressed states, that's hard to say, in 2024 in the U.S., Louisiana, Mississippi, and I wonder why, Nevada. The least stressed, the state of
Montana.
Minnesota.
Oh, is it really?
Minnesota. Least.
Thank you.
What's the any specific criteria?
Vibe.
Don't know.
Okay. All right, that's the headline.
Yeah.
How about this? Good week for Minnesota.
Oh, good.
Remember, it was International Waffle Day a day or two ago, right?
Oh, yeah.
Waffle.
So good.
According to a recent survey, the top states for waffles in the country are Vermont, Utah, and Minnesota.
Man, we're killing
We
it.
don't have any Waffle Houses here, though.
That's true.
We got Good Day Cafe, and we don't have any stress.
Yeah.
Waffles are better when
And
you're
pancake
stress-free.
That's so true.
Man, do I love a waffle.
They're the best.
The top pancake states are Hawaii, Utah, Oregon. Whatever. So Utah apparently top for both pancakes and waffles.
Pancakes are fine. Give me a waffle every time.
I'm with you.
100%. I love pancakes, but waffles are better. Speaking of waffles, Canada's syrup reserves are at a 16-year low, but
Son of a bitch.
for now is not going to affect any prices because Canada is the only country in the world that maintains a reserve of maple syrup.
Oh, thank God.
What was that show on Netflix? Was it called like Dirty Money or something? They did a whole breakdown about the
Maple
maple
syrup.
syrup heist.
Yeah.
Stealing maple syrup because it's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, sure is.
Go for it.
I was going to say something. Forget it.
Go ahead, buddy.
Was it a joke? If it was,
Well, no,
if
I
it
was
was
going to say,
entertaining or interesting, say
I
it.
have to take in consideration where I'm at and who I'm working with.
Yeah.
Because I
What's
had
happening?
good friends, including the Honorable Alan Page,
Sure.
who loves to make gets his own maple syrup. And so I was going to say something to the effect about tapping a tree.
Button bar. And poor Anthony.
I mean, I've heard of tree huggers, but
Yeah, man, I tell you what.
Fuck.
You know what?
Don't talk about the bark.
I'm not going to say anything about bark. I'm just saying sometimes you got to make your own syrup, buddy.
Rosie,
Okay, see, this is...
Rosie, give me a list
You
of
do,
things you would
Marnes.
tap.
You do, because they're out of reserves.
Yeah.
They're out of reserves.
you never know,
Yeah.
Marnes.
And so
Could
you
be
got to be
gross,
prepared.
Rosie.
A beer.
Sometimes you got to start your day with
20
it.
minutes. I haven't heard. I didn't even know you were still here. What's going on?
Who are you talking to?
Listening.
Marnes.
Yeah, just listening.
How are you, stranger?
All right. For just 5 seconds, all of you stop lying and be honest.
I can't.
Okay. How many random acts of kindness do you think you perform on a weekly basis where you would say, I didn't have to do that, but I just did it?
Good question.
Good question.
Good question.
Is it 1,000? Is it 0? Is it maybe
A week?
Yeah, a week.
Well, could it be as little as
Opening
holding
the
the
door or...
correct?
Yeah, what about just like, hey, nice shirt, man?
Yeah.
That's true,
Hawk
yeah.
normally says nice blouse.
I sure do. I like
Well,
blouses.
let me preface it. Maybe this can help your guess. A recent poll found that 84% of Americans go out of their way to, quote, pay it forward whenever they can. And the average person estimates they have blank, generous, random acts of kindness a week.
Well, that's tough.
Generous. Generous, random acts of kindness.
I bet I do one.
I was going
One a
to
week?
say
Yeah.
one.
I try to.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget to be kind.
Yeah.
feel like
Sometimes
people-
Or
I
you
don't.
just don't have the opportunity at times. That happens too. It's just a normal day. And
Either people have a lower bar for what a generous random act
Yeah.
of kindness is, or everybody thinks they're better than they are. Because according to this survey, the average person thinks they do it 5 times a week,
come on.
almost 260 times a year.
What?
That's
and
not
you've
true.
even
There's no
said
way.
that the pay it forward bit is fake charity.
I hate those pay it forward lines. It's forced.
It is
You hate
true, yeah.
kindness.
I hate kindness. I hate
You
happiness.
Really do.
I hate people not gambling.
We play that again, Hawk, since we can't play music anymore.
There's supposedly an actual law in Scotland. Somebody can verify this if you want, but this is what the story says. Where any man who gets caught wearing underwear under his kilt can be fined 2 cans of beer.
Man, yeah.
what a fine.
You got to let those boys flow.
Yeah, you'd wear one, right, Hawk?
Let them breathe, buddy.
Didn't you say you'd wear a skirt?
What a
Yeah, absolutely. Listen.
and the interesting part of that story is the fine.
Yeah, right.
I've heard, it says on Google, it doesn't seem like it's a law, but it's a tradition.
Oh, is that right?
So someone, gives you the old
Yeah,
looky here,
yeah.
the up skirt, and
Why-
they find out that they see some things dangling, and you owe them 2 beers.
Yeah, man. Why wear? I mean, let the music play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Let 'em
Thanks,
get away,
Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
Right?
Scarlett Johansson is in talks to be in the new Jurassic
The
World
new-
movie. The continue. Which, by the way, if she's replacing
Jurassic,
what's her name? Bryce Dallas Howard.
One of the worst actresses.
If she's replacing Bryce Dallas Howard, that's a huge upgrade.
So is the other one that's the daughter of those two people.
Huh?
I know exactly.
There's a lot of people who are the daughter of
Madam
two
Webb
people.
lady.
Madam Webb.
Dakota Johnson?
Yeah, her and Bryce Dallas Howard are two. They should acting.
Dakota
took
Johnson's not
200.
bad.
Oh my God, she's awful.
Who told you that?
50 Shades of what?
Nobody. I'm just saying.
A guy I went to high school with met her once.
Wait,
said she was a
Scarlett-
total prick.
I guess the headline is
I
they're
missed that
making
bit.
another Jurassic.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
just
all
leave it
making a
alone.
ton of money, so
Yeah,
why
they
not?
are. Right.
That last one was just.
And
The last two.
as we've always
Oh, my
said,
God.
when we talk about that film, Hawk hated it, so it has to be.
I've changed
the
my mind.
Armpit of America.
I like
so
it
they
now.
said, let's make another one.
Yeah.
Why are they making so much money if they're terrible
That's
movies?
the question, right?
I mean, they've made over, what, haven't they made 10 or 11 Fast and the Furious movies?
Yeah, Hawk loves
Yeah,
them
they
all.
need
What's
to
your
make a
favorite
few
one,
more.
Hawk?
Well, number 4, the one in Japan. That's the best one.
Tokyo Drift.
That's the best.
Yep.
I loved it.
Speaking of Japan, tonight, episode 6 of Shogun on FX.
Yeah, baby.
I wish I could watch
good,
that.
dude.
I just started last
can't you
night.
Why can't you?
I can. I just haven't.
Whoa.
I can't. I just haven't got around to it. I've been
Okay.
watching The Gentleman. That's what I've been.
Yeah.
We've been watching that on Netflix, and we have like 3 more episodes to go. And
Did you just say you've been washing the gentleman? Is that another name for it?
Lawyer
Or-
Lambert
or
needs a
watch.
bath.
you know that.
Yes, you're right. I do. Marty, you haven't spoken at all.
Why does my dad need a bath?
You know why.
You don't want to know, buddy. You don't want to know.
All right, a whole bunch of cool movie stuff went up for auction. Here's some things, and here's what they went for.
Give her hell.
Indiana Jones's whip from Temple of Doom, $525,000.
That's priceless.
That's a really good
Is.
one.
yeah,
That's a deal.
That's
pretty
sweet.
sweet.
So
Yeah.
a little over $500,000 for Indiana Jones's whip.
Would you buy that, Marnsey?
I've got a whip. I don't.
Wow.
Hey.
Tie down.
I don't think it's his car.
Oh, brilliant. Well played, Hawk.
Think you see how I was with the kids today?
Yeah.
See?
Bill Murray's bowling ball from Kingpin,
Oh, son of a bitch.
$350,000.
That's awesome.
That
That I
kicks
would
ass.
wanna buy.
Ernie McCracken's bowling ball.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'd rather
That's
have,
pretty niche, but it's awesome.
I'd rather have the dude's bowling ball.
Yeah.
I get you.
McCracken's
guy?
a little more iconic, though, right? In
It
terms
is.
of the actual ball itself.
Exactly. No, right.
More identifiable.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
This one's a weird one for me. Speaking of Jurassic Park, Wayne Knight's shaving cream that he used to smuggle dinosaur
yeah.
embryos in Jurassic Park, $250,000. $250,000 to have that shaving cream
That
thing.
thing's
Not so
sweet.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
But think about this. This is double. Half of the amount of that shaving cream can. Jack Nicholson's axe from The Shining, $125,000.
Man.
Wouldn't you rather have the axe?
100%.
That's
Absolutely.
an all-time movie prop.
Put that up on the wall and then
Yeah.
And I
picture
like the
from it.
movie Jurassic Park more than I like The Shining,
I've
but
never
in terms
seen
of
The Shining.
actual props, I want the axe.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
they
damn
have
right.
at the Edina Theater. They recreated, the scene from the Shining,
Right.
The typewriter and all the papers around
So
it.
cool.
It's phenomenal.
Tobey Maguire's black suit from Spider-Man 3, $125,000. That
2024.
That's, I mean, you got to be a nerd to want that one because that movie was pretty bad. Kate Winslet's dress from Titanic, $125,000. But the other reason why this kind of auction is going viral is the door from Titanic, $718,000 for that door,
Wow.
the floating door.
one
Marty,
that
would
you
you buy that?
Wow. Not for that cost. No.
Okay.
No.
I'm just trying to bring in the conversation. You're so quiet.
She's being polite.
But don't do that.
A lot of voices. I'm just letting everybody
You hear,
have the floor.
You hearing voices?
73% of millennial parents think they're doing a better job than their own parents did.
Well, that's
Isn't that every generation, though? Isn't the whole point is you think you're doing a better job than your parents, and then you realize you made different mistakes, but you made mistakes.
Amen,
and then
brother.
and then your kids will try
Well
to
said,
fix
Howard.
your mistakes,
That was
and
Cory.
they'll make mistakes.
that was Terry.
Yeah, no, you're right, Cor. That is truth.
Well said.
The pendulum swings, right? You just try to fix the previous generation's wrongs.
Yep.
Could I ask a question here?
Oh, yeah,
I've
for
been
sure.
I've been
It's
encouraged
time for you to talk.
speak. Yeah, okay.
Please,
okay.
please.
Rosie, is it okay?
I never have a problem with you talking.
Oh, okay.
On the air.
It's just the other ones.
Follow up to your story about the auction items from movies. Where do you think they are kept for 20 some years. Like, where was the axe from The Shining? Where was the bowling ball? Where do they exist, and why do they just sit in storage until
Fantastic
in March
question.
of 2024? Let's have an auction.
Fantastic question. And who decides when these go up for auction? Like, do the movie studios own all of these things and just say, all right, let's sell the door? We've been holding on to it since 1997.
Right, and you could
I don't know.
could
Who makes that
sell
decision? Who gets the
from
money?
a big movie. You could sell almost everything, especially if it was prominent in a scene.
Sure.
Oh, here's the fake car window that Kate Winslet put her hand on. Here we were selling the glass.
Right. Here's Elastigirl's bodysuit or whatever.
Wow.
I'm just throwing
You'd
things
wear that as a
out
That's
there.
not a real.
What about like Kevin
different than an
McAllister's
individual?
BB gun in Home Alone? That would be sweet.
I have an
Right?
answer.
How about
Go.
the Red Rider BB gun in
That's
The
so-
Christmas Story?
That's the worst film of all time.
Oh, buddy, please don't
Not even
say
close.
that.
No, it's an
That's
awful
just mean.
film.
It's just mean.
I'd rather watch a snuff film starring my mom.
I'd
and
rather
dad
watch
than
one
that.
starring you.
Wow, you'd go.
Do you know what a snuff film is?
Yeah, it's where they put a bunch of things on a table and smell them.
Yep.
That's a sniff film.
Oh, hockey is.
Yeah.
I ended up at I
What?
recently ended up at a friend's house who had
Snuff material?
ended up with the hat that Tom Hanks wore in the Polar Express, which was really
Are
cool.
you serious?
Yes,
He ended
That's a
up
cartoon.
with it?
well, he
Yes,
got-
he
Were you high? You know that was an animated film, correct?
yes,
I
well,
did it
but
with
he
a couple
actually
people
at work wore a hat.
You're getting catfished. You
No,
got
I'm
lied
not.
to.
No, I saw the hat. I saw it, and I touched it.
I have a jar. Hey,
Was Woody from Toy Story's hat there too?
Rosie, you should come over to my house. On my coffee table, I have a jar of sand from Africa from the movie The Lion King.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
cool.
I have some water from The Little Mermaid.
Unbelievable.
Oh, you guys have a much better stuff
God, you're
than
gullible.
I have the mystery wish giver guy from Big.
I do. Okay.
Okay, that's the Zoltar machine, and that was not an animated movie. You're bad at this.
I actually do have an answer.
Wish giver guy.
I was telling you guys about that podcast, Everything is Alive.
Oh, yeah.
In one of the episodes, they interviewed a light post, and this light post's hero was the light post from Singing in the Rain. And the interesting thing was the actual light post from Singing in the Rain was stored where they store all the movie props. At each individual studio, they have a prop storage area.
Vault.
Right, like a vault. Exactly right.
I need to rob one of those.
And one day, a guy, this is a true story. There was a dude who was working on the set and they're just moving things around, and he saw the light post and said, that thing's been sitting here for 50 years. Could I just have that? And the guy who was running the prop department goes, you've been working here for a long time. Sure, go ahead. So he takes it home. He puts it in his front yard. True story. All this is true. You can look it up. Puts it in his front yard. Somebody steals it.
Of course they did.
Of course they did, because you shouldn't put that in your front yard.
No.
Right.
But the point is,
he advertised
yeah,
that
how
that's
did
what it
somebody
was, or was
know?
just because otherwise, why would you steal a random
I
light
think he put
post?
a plaque or something like that saying this is what
this
it was.
guy's an idiot.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
But I can't believe they just gave that to him. It's the actual one where the dude swings around to Gene Kelly and Singing in the Rain. So there are giant warehouses where they keep all the props.
Let's rob one of them. That's my heist.
Well, that's what the
Okay.
arc
Yeah.
is, where Harrison, I
where
mean,
they
come
left
on.
the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
And they
And
melted
you would
it.
still there.
Do you assume everything is in some type of preservation,
Oh, I'd
like wrapped up or
I
in a
hope so.
box
Yeah.
or
Temperature
glass
controlled.
case?
yeah,
And then would it
Right.
need to be labeled? Because
probably.
if it's just a random
Sure.
stick,
Whoa.
Hey.
Yep. I'm with you. Yeah, I
Right.
would say it's.
I mean, that's kind of a fascinating thought of
Yeah.
the iconic movies and the memorabilia from them. Where
Yeah,
is it?
I know, and I hear that they're from time to time, like when a show ends its run, that
Yep.
Oh boy.
that people take things from the set and kind of steal them. Like Jennifer Aniston was talking about it on the podcast with
Right.
the
What they took from Friends.
what she took from Friends.
Well, about a week ago, I was at a buddy's
That's on the
house.
podcast.
Oh God.
He had Tim Allen's helmet that he wore in Toy Story.
Okay, see, that was a good job. See, good.
Took me
You
10
had to come back to it.
Don't
but
look
it's
at me
good.
like that, Rosie.
It wasn't Tim Allen, though. Was his?
It's Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a cartoon. Like
It is a
Rosie said.
cartoon. You're doing well.
Thank you.
I see the connection. I see
thank
how
you.
you did that.
Thanks,
Yep.
Mark.
There you go.
Wobble, wobble.
Is that all you got, buddy?
Let's see here. Do I care about this? Do I care about that? No. Hang on. Oh, this is a good one. A 42-year-old was trying to climb Mount Everest.
But
Yeah, it takes a turn. She was taking part in a charity hike to base camp. She was FaceTiming with her family when she got savagely gored by a yak.
Oh, my God.
What?
Rosie!
Sounds like she's going to be okay, but if you had savagely gored by a yak on your bingo card, you're the winner.
Yards after catch?
Her family was watching on FaceTime.
Can you imagine the helplessness?
Well, they were given the option. You're either going to watch this lady get gored or you're going to watch A Christmas Story, and they all picked savagely gored by a yak.
I'd rather watch that.
I watched it during the Viking season last year.
Oh. Okay. That was a clever joke.
That was funny.
Somebody give him a joke.
That's
laugh.
Yeah, Cory.
Nobody?
Pretend he's funny.
I'm too tired to care.
Wow.
Oh, you're so sleepy?
No, not really.
He cried.
We're just getting old. Oh, speaking of getting old.
Yes, sir?
This is a non sequitur. It's not interesting or compelling,
That's
but I
my
already
bit.
started my
Well, bring
sentence,
that
and
ass
there's
in here,
no
then.
turning back.
Bring that us in here.
The other day, I'm walking through the old house, and I think it was on TBS. Friends was on. An episode of Friends that I hadn't seen in a long time was on. Do you guys remember the episode where Giovanni Ribisi played Phoebe's younger brother? I think it was Frank, right?
Yeah.
You guys remember this? Marty, you're a Friends fan. Do you remember
He was in a lot of episodes.
A lot of episodes.
Yeah.
Do you remember he starts dating and eventually marries his teacher? Do you remember that? So there was a giant age gap.
Okay.
No.
I had forgotten that he, I think at the time, is supposed to be playing an 18 or 19 or 20-year-old kid. And he's about to marry his much older teacher, and everybody else in the group is disgusted by the age gap. They're thinking he's making a huge mistake. And it's the lady who I think ended up being in 70s show or something. I recognized her. I don't know her name, though. It's an actress you might kind of remember. And then they said her age, how disgusting she was.
35.
She was 44.
Oh, okay.
And everybody on the show is like, oh, God. And, of course, I turned 44 in like 3 weeks. And I'm watching this episode going, 44 is disgusting to Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, Lisa Kudrow. They're all like, oh, God, he's going to make a giant mistake. And I don't know. Maybe times have changed, though. She's not 44 at that point. She looked like she was in somebody's mother's librarian.
I'm looking at the picture right now. Marnie just...
Yeah, it's the mom from that 70s show.
Yeah,
it is.
Deborah Jo Rupp.
Yep, so she's playing a 44-year-old, and of course, you look on, Insta now, 44-year-old moms don't look like that.
No.
At least most of them don't.
She looked like June Cleaver.
Yeah, Paul, your hands up.
Wood hockey.
Of course.
Is she looking for a man? Is she?
I don't know.
Answer the question.
Yes, she is.
All right.
Rosie, you've been through a minute or two of life. Isn't that weird, though? Like, at that point, it was a huge mistake to date a 44-year-old. Just disastrous. Throw your life away dating a 44-year-old.
100%. And now it's like, well, I'm not going to comment.
No, go ahead.
No. I'm just saying that perception has changed tremendously.
And you always say, Rose, it's like wine. It ages.
Wow. You say it like that?
It or she or her.
See, Rosie, that's the great thing about you at 18 and now you, how old are you?
32.
You at 18 or 72, you would kill for a 44-year-old. Either way.
Yeah, that's an overreaction, though. You don't have to kill anybody.
You throw a stranger in front of a train for a 44-year-old.
Man.
That's better than Christmas Story.
Come on, buddy.
Throwing people in front of trains.
Murder.
Why you got to be mean to me? You
What
know
is this,
I love
House
that
of
movie.
Cards?
I normally don't disagree with you, Sauce, but that's a terrible
That's a terrible
It's
take.
an awful film.
You
It
did
is
not like it.
highly entertaining.
I have
him,
a
Rosie.
major hatred for that.
He does. He
Which
hates that
film?
movie.
I hate
A Christmas Story.
It's terrible.
It ain't good.
Thank you, Zacho. It's
okay.
terrible.
It's
Oh, is that Siskel and Ebert over there? You guys should start a
I got
podcast.
2 thumbs for you, Cor.
Oh, you wish.
Man.
Sauce has 2 pinkies for me.
Can you call him a third?
Okay. All right. I don't like that movie. It's fine. Nobody's going to die.
You guys want some stuff from me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because I got
Yes.
stuff for you. Rosie, you cool with that?
100%.
All right, let's go. Feeling too busy can damage your brain.
Oh, no.
That's according to a
perfect.
psychologist at Yale University. Yeah, see, your brain's great, Saucy.
Sauce is stress-free. The rest of us are panicking.
Right. They found feeling like you don't have time to do what you want can lead to something called time famine. Time famine can lead to poorer work performance and burnout, and is just as harmful to your mental health as being unemployed.
You are reading my diary.
I know. This makes you less productive because you're less happy, and happier people typically live longer and healthier lives.
Son of a bitch.
But they say there are always ways to address it,
Such as?
including things including things on your calendar that really need to be there. And then finishing those tasks early so you can celebrate it by doing nothing.
That's a good feeling.
Yeah, right. You get it done, and then you give yourself a little time off.
I'm not kidding. Look, I'm just holding it. This is my list of things to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, you and I have similar.
Well played.
I have 5 things circled because those are the 5 that are done. 1, 2, 3. It's like
but 3
20.
of those are touch myself.
Yeah, 3 of those are sit on my hand until it falls asleep. And then, yep.
Well, the top one is MLB The Show.
That's mine.
Finish season.
Wow.
Whole season.
So when you finish something, you circle it?
Yeah.
You don't cross it off? You circle it?
I'm a circler.
I crossed.
No kidding, you're a circler. Interesting.
Yeah, we knew that.
Like,
That's
for instance,
weird, man.
Target.
Here's my list of things to do
You're
today.
free.
Just a picture of MLB The Show. Big day for you.
Hey,
Are you in the playoffs yet?
almost.
Are you going to make the playoffs?
Of course, I think I've simulated the majority of them. I think I'm 70-9.
There we go.
Oh, man.
Right, Max? So
Oh, yeah.
video games are meant to just put super teams together. It's
Yeah,
not real life.
especially sports games.
Yes.
Yeah. And MLB The
Yes.
Show is too hard if you don't have a superstar
It's
team.
impossible.
Yeah. All my players are 99.
Yes,
If you
duh.
simulate, does that mean you're not playing?
No.
Yeah.
Well, it's a long season, Mark.
Yeah, it's 162 games. You know that, Marnes.
I do know that, but that means you're just sitting and watching the machine.
No, it doesn't automatically.
The game
like
doesn't
2
even play.
seconds.
It just tells you the results.
Yeah, it's.
Well, so
seconds.
when do you play?
Key games.
When his schedule loosens up.
When you don't
has
have to
some
go
spare
outside,
time.
During the big moments, Martin.
Yeah, it's the best.
Isn't that what video games? Isn't that the beauty of them, that you play them?
No, then you get burned
Barney,
out.
you don't get it.
What am I missing?
Come on. You got time,
With
famine.
You know what, though? Back to the actual story that Chris brought up.
Yeah.
That is, the older you get, it's the most impossible thing is to find a day to do nothing. Where you have nothing on your list, no responsibilities, no meetings, no dinners, no kids' activities. You just, I have nothing to do.
It's called retirement.
Yeah, Sunday was that way.
Whoa.
Grocery shopping, made chili, watch basketball all
Butt
day.
bar.
Nothing. That was it.
Chili.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. And the chili was
your,
A+.
Was your chili hot?
Chili was hot.
Yeah,
That's
Chili-
a good feeling.
I'm right in this.
Rosie. Don't Rosie. Another thing I don't like, chili. Gross. Chili's gross.
All right, you went
Really?
too far.
I don't
Just
like the
leave the
beans.
room.
The beans are gross.
Chili dogs.
You know, you could really make chili a lot of different ways, including
correct.
without
Sure,
beans,
without
if you
beans,
wanted.
it's fine.
Sure.
Or minimize them. You don't have to
Yeah.
put 3 cans of beans in there. Just make,
I'd rather
kidney
watch a
beans are a little
Christmas
dry.
story than eat full on.
Sausage is turning into Andy Rooney.
yeah, I can. You really
Who the
are.
hell's Andy Rooney? Is he the guy that owned the Steelers? Rooney? Is that that guy?
Art Rooney.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That Notre Dame football player?
Brilliant. Zach, you're funny today.
Rudy.
Okay, I ruined it. I'm sorry.
You ruined
How
it.
far in are you?
Oh, my God. I hate that question.
Martin.
When did she say that?
It's a good question, Marnes.
It's a hellen outside.
So,
Hogs.
so-
What's
It
going
is
on
snowing
outside?
sideways.
What is on your schedule for today?
Oh, my mic's off. Mine today.
Yeah, exactly. What do you
We
have to
just
do
heard
today?
you.
Yeah, your mic definitely not.
Your mic was not
There
off.
is a lady that is working on a project at my house right now.
Yeah.
So that involves you how?
Hello.
Open the door.
My job today is to keep the dogs downstairs.
God, you're going to
Could
fail.
you
at that.
add one? Could you add something to your list of?
I'm not going outside of
Take-
this.
I didn't even. I was
She's
going to
gonna
say,
ask
can
you
you
to go
take
outside?
Are you the
photos
project that
because
lady's working on?
I saw a photo of a wall,
Tiger.
like where you put some sort of wood and
Yeah,
design and
yeah.
texture on it. And I didn't follow if that's what you were doing. Now I'm putting 2 and 2 together. I am very interested. Can you please post
correct. Sure.
updates?
Yeah.
I would like
I'm
to
not
see
doing
this
that
project.
because it's a lot
No,
of
you're
math
just keeping
and
dogs.
I'm playing MLB The Show today. If you
I'm
want to
going-
really want to know, I'm going to play MLB The Show. I
Well,
know
the
you're more
dogs-
important and you have a lot to do. I don't.
Well, the dogs sit on the couch next to you and you go, stay here. That's my job.
Are you watching? Yeah, that's it. And then I'll read some things, watch NFL Live, make dinner at 4:30, and call it a night.
Call it a night. Go to bed at 8.
I'm going to
Make
Mars'
some
house to build a
no-bean chili.
fence.
Even make some no bean
You're
chili
a good
tonight.
person, Alex.
Marnie, so we're going to see you on Friday morning, but we'll also see you Thursday night at Treasure
I'll be
Island
there.
Resort and Casino.
Yeah, it's a 2-day extravaganza. I'm
It
not
is.
missing it. And they told me the slot machines are working.
Let's
so
see.
I'll be there for that.
We got to see if we can recapture that Marnie TI magic from a couple of years ago. Let's do it.
R.I.P. chairs.
Yeah.
I broke one.
You did. It's going to be fun. Thursday night, 7 to 9, then Friday morning, 5:30 to 9. Rosie, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Love you, Roser.
Love you too, baby.
9 to
careful out there,
noon
everybody.
is next. We're back tomorrow at 5:30 on the Fan.
Rocky Club Burnsville Ames Theater Saturday night. Come on out, everybody.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too, Abba Dabba.